First of all, let's talk about elephants while they're still around.
Right, which won't be long.
Which won't be long, but they are one of the most intelligent, sensitive, and communal creatures on Earth, are they not?
Yes, yes, very much so. In fact, when the babies, obviously this is about elephant poaching, but when an elephant is orphaned, because usually it's the matriarch or the patriarch that's killed because that's the one that has the tusks,
right.
Then the baby is orphaned, and unfortunately, and wonderfully if it can be rescued, that's great, and it gets rehabituated into the wild, but the baby doesn't have the information that they would have had they not been orphaned, where the watering hole is, where the salt mines are, where the various aspects are that would protect him during life. So.
And who is buying all this ivory?
Well, the biggest market in the world is China.
It's always the Chinese.
And, I mean, it starts with just a little trinket. There's like a little bracelet, looks innocent, this little thing that you buy.
But I see that in stores here.
Well, that's unfortunately, we need more investigators. I spoke to Assistant District Attorney in New York, and she only has 2 investigators for all of Manhattan and all of the boroughs. And if she had more, she could do a lot more arrests. But also, the penalties are not strong enough to deter these people.
And it's such a win-win in that by stopping this, we're stopping terrorism.
Exactly.
Right? Because, I mean, this is what's funding so many of the terrorists who, especially the ones who have their base in Africa, like Boko Haram. I mean, we read amazingly horrible things that we thought they did the worst they could do when they kidnapped those schoolgirls. No, they destroyed an entire village, killed thousands of people last week.
In Baga, 2,000 people, apparently. So that's another one.
And this is how they fund it.
This is how they fund themselves, exactly. And so does Al-Shabaab, who was responsible for the massacre in the Westgate Mall in Nairobi in Kenya. 67 people were killed. And then Lord's Resistance Army, and their...
Kony.
That's Joseph Kony's...
So what can we do?
And then the Janjaweed militia, which is in Darfur. So what can we do? Well, I mean, my hope was just a small step to make this, because on the website there's an action page. There's like, you can write the UN, you can write Interpol, you can write the White House, but also it's a matter of stigmatizing ivory. Like trying to curb the demand or stop the demand.
We did it with blood diamonds.
We did it with blood diamonds, so we have to do it with this, because there's a ticking clock. One elephant is killed approximately every 15 minutes. So in this show, there might have been 4 elephants killed. Now that means about 96 a day and over 30,000 a year. And at that rate, we have about 10 years left of elephants in the wild. And there's no redo. There's no like, let's try this one more time. They'll be gone. So it's a win-win. It's a moral and ethical imperative to save the elephants, but also it's a question of national security.
Is this the first cartoon you ever made?
This is the first cartoon I've ever made.
How is it making a cartoon?
Well, I'll tell you, I had some extraordinary people. First of all, I had a great writer in Scott Burns and a wonderful animator in Sam Mishlap. And I couldn't do it live action because I can't watch an elephant suffer. I personally can't. I can't know animal. And so...
I'm the same way.
I just can't.
People, I don't care.